Good morning, everyone. This is Gia, and it is time to see who the companion spirit animal is for Turkey Spirit. A few days ago, we pulled Turkey Spirit as the next spirit animal oracle, and Turkey Spirit is reminding us to give with gratitude and grace. And a lot of the messages that came through from Turkey was about doing this for ourselves. Yes, doing that for others and that reciprocated giving and you shall receive kind of thing. But it was really about not shortchanging ourselves when we have opportunities that present themselves for our own personal healing journeys, our own personal opportunities to provide that tender, loving care to ourselves, for ourselves. And in that regard, when we, again, that analogy, put the oxygen mask on ourselves first, then we are able to help others. So, excuse me, today is Monday, March 16th, 2026, and Turkey Spirit is wanting to spend 6 days with us and wanted me to pull a companion 4 days in for Spirit for the remainder of our time together with them. And here we are. So I was wondering when this one was going to come through. So this is Dog Spirit. Dog Spirit, look how adorable. And Dog Spirit is encouraging us to be loyal to what we love. Be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to what you love. So, for me, I can think of a lot of things that I would say that I love. Most of those things are external, um, and that is okay. Be loyal to those things. The message here, as it relates to Turkey Spirit, is being loyal to what you love and including ourselves in that, especially ourselves. Be loyal to ourselves. Be loyal to the love and light that we are born of, that is inherently ours. Be loyal to that divine, revered um, existence that is us, right? Like, be loyal to, be inspired, be motivated, be compassionate about making sure that we get what we need, those healthy boundaries, moving through the healing and not avoiding it, dedication, perseverance. It's not easy, of course. We're humans having so many contrasting experiences, some more intense than others. And that's just how it's going to be until we are no longer in an incarnated state of being. So, what do we do with it, right? Um, Spirit presents, our circumstances present contrast so that we can recognize um, the light that is born from the dark, so that we can remember who we truly are, so that we have an opportunity for deeper understanding of what is inherently true about us, um, that we can return to the remembrance of. Um, we are never not who we are in that regard. You've heard me talk about that. So um, when you break us down, everything and anything down to the basic elements of what things are made of, we're all made of the same basic elements and same building blocks. And so that goes for stars and planets in the cosmos, in the universe, in the galaxies. Um, the desk here that I'm sitting at, the the closet behind me. When you break down all of it into the most basic elements, we're all the same basic elements. So in that regard, we are a part of that, which is everything. Um, that collective, the divine collective consciousness that is everything, we are a unique expression of that. And at its core, that is love and that is light. So the beings that we are, the souls that we are, moving through these human experiences, that never changes. Um, and when we move through these experiences, everything is an opportunity for further understanding and a reconnection to that knowing and that understanding. So why would we not want to make sure that we set ourselves up for success? And that doesn't always mean that every experience is going to be smooth sailing. It is certainly not. Um, but there are many things that we can celebrate. And so moving through healing opportunities is one thing that I've begun to recognize as something I want to make sure I don't take for granted, you know? So being loyal to me and what I need, being loyal to the fact that I had to do a little bit of work to recognize that when I moved from my little apartment to this larger condominium, and I'm recognizing that I don't feel settled, I don't feel grounded, recognizing that a big part of that is because I'm still working on creating my space the way that I want it to be. I don't like the parts about moving, that's the packing and the, gathering everything together and the physical moving of it. But I love the part where I get to create my space the way I want it to be. And I get to be as particular about it as I want. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to feel like me. So, moving through making this house into my home and being loyal to myself is recognizing that I shouldn't rush through that process, that I get to be thoughtful about it and again, particular about it. And so, that gets to be as much of a priority for me as any of those other things that are also important, like building my business and all of that kind of stuff. So, being loyal to myself for that, being loyal to what I love. I love myself. It is okay to love yourself. It is vital, in my opinion, actually, to love yourself and not in a narcissistic kind of arrogance, but just out of, you know, again, how can I move through these human experiences as this soul of light, this being of light, and actually have an opportunity to do that in a grounded, thoughtful way where I can also not only be of service to others, but be of service to myself, and to honor that light within me that I can share with others. So, including ourselves in what we love, being loyal to that, and not giving up. Sticking with it, sticking with ourselves through challenging times. I don't know. I just thought of Aloka, the dog that walked alongside the monks on the walk for peace. How beautiful that was to see the images that were shared on social media about that journey and those intimate, sort of quieter moments that were captured on camera with Aloka and the monks, and that loyalty that was reciprocated between the two of them, and between Aloka and the group of the monks, and then the individual monks also. So being loyal to what we love and including ourselves in that, especially related to the messages from Turkey Spirit, as Dog Spirit is Turkey Spirit's companion. Giving with gratitude and grace. Giving with gratitude and grace, and being loyal to what we love. And in the messages here, as they relate to each other, Turkey Spirit really wants us to bring this back to ourselves. That heart-centered message. Everything comes from that heart center. Is there anything else that wants to come through? Yeah, no, that was pretty straightforward message. Thank you, Dog Spirit. So on Wednesday, we're going to pull a new card, a new spirit animal. So Dog Spirit and Turkey Spirit want to be invited to walk alongside of us for today and tomorrow. And on Wednesday, we'll pull a new card. Thank you, Dog Spirit. Yeah, so I'm thinking already about the things in my life that it's easy for me to identify that I love, and I know where I need to go with this message. My shadow work, the tough stuff, the stuff that's so deeply rooted in my conditioning is what I'm really working on. And for me, it's about my physical self-image. And so being loyal to continuing that work is what's coming up for me right now as I share this message. Being loyal to continuing that work, holding myself in reverence and that light and that love, to continue to stay the course, to recognize to continue to recognize the conditioning, to use discernment as to where I need to shift and pivot and what I'm letting go of. And yeah, like, you've heard that phrase, that saying, sometimes our body is our temple. So not to the degree of like, I'm going to just start, bodybuilding and all of that, but in the sincerest of ways, how do I take care of my physicality in a way that optimizes my health? Not because I want to lose weight, not because I want to, look great in certain clothing, but because I just want to be at my optimal health. And what am I doing to support that? What have I been doing that is conditioning that has not been allowing for that? And just stay the course and keep going. It's a lot of work, and doesn't always feel fun, but the conditioning, and it's taking some time, right? But being loyal and persistent and consistent, and just how there's a story I want to share. So when I was living with my dad, and I had a dog, my dog's name was Aramis. I was not feeling well, and I was laying in my bed, and my dad came into my room, and he was talking to me, and I was just kind of laying there, and my dad reached out his hand and kind of did a little, pat on my head, just kind of like, oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, I hope you feel better soon. And my dog was like perched. He's a relatively small dog, so he had to get up on his hind legs to perch at the side of the bed. And he looked up and he saw my dad do that. And then he reached out his paw to pat me on the head as well. Oh my God, it was the most endearing, the sweetest thing ever. So he looked up and he saw what my dad was doing, and he translated that as how to express love and caring and loyalty. And so he did the same thing. It was so precious. So, there's my dog by my side when I'm not feeling well. So be that for myself. That's what I'm working on relative to the really deeply seated stuff that I'm recognizing. A lot of layers are coming up. So the artichoke leaves are coming off, and I'm getting closer to the heart of it. And there's patterns there that I get frustrated that they're still there, you know, but giving myself grace, giving myself gratitude for recognizing this opportunity to heal. I'm not going to shortchange myself. I'm going to be loyal to what I deserve. I deserve to hold myself in reverence as my unique expression of the divine collective. And we all deserve that. So that's the in tandem messages coming through. So for the remainder of today and for tomorrow, thank you, Dog Spirit, and thank you, Turkey Spirit, for reminding us to give to ourselves with gratitude and grace, and to be loyal to what we love, and to include ourselves in that loyalty. Include ourselves in that loyalty. All right, everyone. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and I will see you all soon.